Welcome. Today we are here with relationship marketing, highlighting financial services with our guest speaker, Shawn Barklow, who's going to join us halfway through at around the 15-minute mark. And I'm Sharon Grimm from Hudson, Mass, Senior Manager with SendOutCards. And with me is my co-host, Carol Ward. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, Sharon. Yes, thank you. I'm Carol Ward, and I am a Senior Manager with SendOutCards. I've been here for 5 years, and I'm really excited to share this with you today and to have Shawn on the line so that we can hear what his story is.
Hi, Shawn.
Hi, guys. How are you guys?
Great.
Great. So we're just going to go through some slides highlighting, like we said, SendOutCards and just overview it for you. So thank you for joining us, and we'll just kick that off. There we are. Okay, the information that we're going to share with you will change how you build relationships with greeting cards, and we are really excited to be sharing this with you. SendOutCards is making a very positive impact on people worldwide every single day, and we want you to be part of this revolutionary movement. So let's do it, Carol.
Cool. I'm just going to give you a little bit of background. SendOutCards was founded in 2003 by Cody Bateman, and we do have our worldwide headquarters in Salt Lake City, Utah. We're a member of the DSA, which is the Direct Sellers Association. It's the group that governs our type of business. And what Cody had in mind way back when was the greeting card and gifting industry was completely a brick and mortar type company, industry. And he wanted to take that to a click and order industry, just like Amazon did for books, Netflix did for movies, and iTunes did for music. These $3 billion companies, they basically have collapsed the inefficiencies and made our lives easier. So Amazon, I think that pretty much everybody on the planet knows who Amazon is and uses them for one thing or another. I know it's my go-to for everything I'm looking to buy, at least to do my research. I'll start there. Netflix? Well, Netflix is the whole reason why we have binge watching now. People go out to Netflix and find their favorite series that they're looking to catch up on or start, and they'll watch for a whole freaking weekend. And then iTunes, well, they've kind of done it so that we no longer even have music stores, as far as I know. I don't remember the last time I went to buy a hard copy CD at a store that was designed just for music. So these three companies have totally simplified and changed the way that we do business.
So true. And SendOutCards is doing the exact same thing in the greeting card and gift industry. Today, from the comfort of your home, office, on your phone or tablet, you can create a card and press send. This is where the magic happens. SendOutCards prints it, stuffs it, stamps it, and mails it.
Sweet. Did you know that we live in a digital revolution? That's what they're telling us. We have things like the largest taxi company owns no taxis. The largest telecom company owns no lines. As you can see, we're giving you the answers to these little quizzes here. And the largest media owner creates no content. Facebook, we're the ones that are out there creating the content, not Facebook themselves. And the largest movie house, as we've talked about, Netflix, they don't even own any cinemas. In addition to that, the largest software vendors, Google and Apple, they don't create the apps. Everybody else does. And the soon-to-be largest greeting card and gift company has no stores. SendOutCards.
Awesome. SendOutCards is the best customer appreciation and customer retention program in the world. We've sent over 140 million greeting cards and 5 million gifts over the past 13 years. No other company sends more first-class mail than SendOutCards. Isn't that cool?
Nice. And these highly customized cards or stock cards can be created straight from your computer.
Or your smartphone. And guess what? It doesn't matter if you own an iPhone or an Android. The app's on both. So you can literally send a card from anywhere as long as you got that data plan open and your phone's working.
Data plans are important. So our mobile world that we're in currently is creating that feeling of instant gratification that people need. Every time you open up your phone, you're going to go in there and look at your email, you're going to read a book, do your movies, all kinds of things, because we want everything at our fingertips these days. Our smartphones and tablets are also where we do business.
That's right. And most of the time, you're doing follow-up and checking your emails with business.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So our CEO, Cody Bateman, went out and talked to our businesses, and 80% of their follow-up is the need to say just these three things. Thank you. It was great to meet you. And we're celebrating the new possibilities of working with you and growing our businesses together.
I can see that.
Yeah. So we have this first impression kit, which comes in a set of 3 cards for those 3 reasons, and they come in either black satin or white pearl. And now Carol's going to show you just how easy it is to send one of these cards.
And we're going to be sending it from a phone. As you can see, this is our little display of a phone. That's our app, what it looks like when you open it up. At the bottom corner is how you send a campaign. And we're going to click on that because these first impressions are campaign cards. We're currently going to be sending a white new possibilities right there. Click on it and it pops into our screen. Once we swipe to the left, we get to see the inside left of that. And we can now put in a picture that you either take on the fly, or you've already got it in your card catalog, or you've already got it on your phone. So just take the picture, click on that, and in it pops and it formats it beautifully. Now we're going to swipe to the left again, and this is where our pre-formatted message is. You can either use that message or you can create your own from scratch and just say what it is that you want to say to these people. This is where you get to have your own personal touch on things. So we'll swipe one more time, and this is the back of your card because we felt that it was important that you also branded yourself when sending your cards. So with the new Impressions campaign kit, we also give you the rights to the back of the card, and you can format that any way you want. Now that we've got the card created, let's pick somebody to send it to. It's probably a good idea that we send it to the same person that we talked to inside the card. So we're going to click LJ, and right away it goes in and it submits it and gives us one more chance. Boom. And this is what shows up in the mailbox. Nice, huh?
That is stunning. Just absolutely stunning.
It's an absolutely beautiful quality card, and it just looks so professional. So this is the first impression that you want to have on your customers and potential customers.
Fabulous. So you might want to know about pricing. Just to reflect back on that card right there, it was a 5-point card. We saw it come up on the screen. So at this preferred monthly package where it's just 39 cents a point, 100 points a month at $39 a month, that card will cost about $2.
Just under,
yeah, plus the stamp. So that is very, very reasonable and easy to send. So we have this plan, the preferred monthly package, or we have a couple other plans to choose from. Your retail package at $9.80 a month, and you pay as you go, where your points just fluctuate depending on how many you buy, either from 43 cents to 66 cents, as you can see there.
Yeah, and one thing that we'll point out, just in case if you're wondering, well, I might not use 100 points in a month. Well, guess what? Those points will roll over, and they're good for 18 months. So even if you don't use them in the months that they're purchased, they're still there. You didn't lose anything. So think about what's good for you. And now I'm going to show you a couple of really cool things that we've added in. Because we know that you want to use some of those tools that we've talked about, the back of the card, the first impressions campaign, we've created these bundles. The marketing and business bundle, both of those include the first impressions kit. So you could go ahead and create those cards as soon as you buy this and just pop your pictures in there and be gorgeous. I'm just going to give you a little brief overview. Personal bundle is for those individuals or very small companies that just want to start out and have their own brand on the back of it. a couple of signatures and get their starter points. Then you want to move into your marketing bundle for a little bit larger business that also wants to have that investment in their companies to have that first impressions campaign. And thirdly, we have our best value, and that's the business bundle because it is a $1,200 value for just $795. It includes all of the things that you've already seen in addition to a multi-user account. So this is for a bigger company with a sales force. And we'll go into that maybe a little bit later. But what you want to do is get back with whoever sent you here, and they'll help you select the one that's right for you.
Absolutely. And some of you may be thinking of folks that also would be interested in this, and that's why we have a distributor option at $50. So if you wish to share this product, you can get paid for it. And for $50, it comes with everything you need to get this business going, your distributor kit, everything that's listed here. It has a back office, your marketing website, training, and a phenomenal team of customer support to stand behind you.
Cool.
And there's also a $59 annual renewal fee. Sorry, meant to mention that.
Not a problem. So as we're talking to people, they usually fall into one of these 4 categories. You're a 1 if you're a customer, a 2 if you're a referral partner, or if you're interested in a self-funding marketing plan, a 3 if you want a part-time income out of this, pay a couple of bills, or you're a 4 if you're looking to replace your current income. So at the end of this, we'll ask you one more time where you fall into this.
Great. And just in case you're curious, for every how you earn money on the bundles, there's 2 ways to earn money. There's an instant bonus and there's a residual. So I'm going to go over the instant. For example, the marketing bundle, we'll just go through that. You can earn up to $335 for each marketing bundle you sell, or you can also earn up to $195 for every marketing bundle sold in your organization.
Nice.
Yeah, and Carol will tell you the other half.
Okay. So the other thing that we were talking about, residual income. This is for the points that people buy every month. And as you are a distributor, you're going to be talking to other people and adding more distributors. So on your first level, you'll add 3 distributors, and then you'll add 3 more, and each one of those will add 3 more. And as that progresses all the way down through level 7, that would be over 3,200 people in your organization. So with all those people selling subscriptions and bringing on new distributors to use this product, you're going to make a monthly commission of 2% off of that volume. Once you hit level 7, it goes up to 5%. And then there's other progressions throughout the company. So it's up to you how much your residual income is going to be. So just look at how big you want your team, and that's how big your residual will be.
Fabulous. So as Carol mentioned before, think about where you're at. If you're a 1, if you're looking to become a customer, referral partner 2. If you want to earn money working part-time, you're a 3. If you want to replace your current income, you're a 4. So just get back to the person that sent you here and tell them where you'd like to start.
Nice. So SendOutCards is poised for massive growth at this point. We are a worldwide company, and we send out cards, millions of cards every year. And over the next few years, that is going to expand tremendously to the point where SendOutCards will be a worldwide household name.
Fabulous. So join us today. Like we said, get back to the person that sent you here. And now is our time for Carol to introduce our guest.
Awesome. So, as we promised, we have Shawn Barklow here. Shawn is a very good friend of ours. He's a mentor and a stand-up guy. We met Shawn at a SendOutCards event, and we knew instantly that he was the real thing. Shawn has over 25 years of banking and mortgage experience. He was at one time a regional manager for retail banking and oversaw anywhere from 10 to 15 branches, depending on the year. He worked as a mortgage originator for 6 of those years, which is where he was introduced to SendOutCards. In his earlier years, Shawn owned a bar on the Ohio State campus.
Cool.
Kind of cool. And he's lived in St. Thomas for a few years. If you've ever seen the movie Cocktail, he says to use that for a reference. So I'm kind of interested to know more about that story, but that might not happen today. As you can see, Shawn has done a number of things in his career, and he enjoys life. His goal is to live on the beach while reaping the rewards of his business. Currently, Shawn is a senior manager, nearly executive, and it's his full time, or as he likes to call it, all the time career with SendOutCards. Shawn also continues his bar theme by being a weekend bartender at the restaurant that he owns with his wife. So, if you all would welcome Shawn Barklow, I would love to hear more. Welcome, Shawn.
Welcome.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Carol and Sharon. Yes, and it's always nice. And what I love about this business is, there's no, besides us being friends within Send Out Cards, there's no downline affiliation with, the three of us. But that's how we roll at Send Out Cards, that we help each other no matter where you are. So, yes, was in the mortgage business, was in a networking group, and had been in it for about a year. And this guy named Gabe Paul came and passed around cards and went, send out cards, get what you send out. And I thought, oh, I do thank you cards. I don't need that. And then hearing them week in and week out, I thought, well, I really should check this out. And he came to my office and walked me through sending a card. And I hit send and thought that was pretty easy. And I remember him reaching over my shoulder and saying, well, this one you can make money at. And I said, how do I do that? He said, just what I did with you. So that's how I started. And my huge goal was to make $50 a month so I could get my cards paid for. And that's what I started to do. And after about 2 months of sitting on, paying for send out cards and paying each month, I decided to do a card to my clients. It was March, so it was a spring card, kind of like what you're seeing right here. You opened it up, it said happy spring, and all I put in there was, hope you survive winter, have a great spring, have a great summer. If you need me for anything, please feel free to give me a call. And sign my name and put my phone number. And about 5 days later, my phone started ringing, and I got 8 mortgages out of that first card. So that was kind of my first aha moment of, maybe there's something to this, following up with your clients on a regular basis. So that's what I did. I used it for my business primarily for the first 3 or 4 years. I showed a couple people in my company send out cards that, as of today, they still use it. I showed a few realtors, and I would just pick different kind of holidays. You see, I would do a Groundhog Day and just wish people a happy Groundhog Day. I mean, who sends Groundhog cards? And you could pick whatever you want: 4th of July, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving, and so that's what I would do 4 or 5 times a year to send to my database, and I always got deals. Maybe sometimes 3 or 4, maybe sometimes 5 or 6. And the great thing was, it was not always the clients that I was doing the deal for. It was a referral from them because I was top of mind. Now, when I tried to get something, so if I had 40, 50 clients that were at a certain rate and rates had dropped and I could save them money and, call me now, and nothing, crickets. But you wish them a happy Groundhog Day and they call you. So that's what I did. And for the first, like I said, 3 or 4 years, I used it for my business, and I realized send out cards was my passion when I was driving to a closing for a couple, and I was more excited about the card I was going to make than the closing itself. So kind of switched gears, still did mortgages, but instead of the networking group of being the mortgage guy, I went to another networking group, and now I was the card guy. And we tried to teach other people to do the same. And I think in today's world, we're so ingrained with, you got to brand yourself, and you got to tell people what you do. And I can tell you, when you make the cards about them and not try to sell them, that goes a long way. I think Carol has a couple testimonials. There's a video. That's what I really like. That's really what I do now with my send out cards businesses. I look at Facebook every day, and when people are posting pictures of, grandkids or kids that are celebrating things or trips that people have taken, that's what I do. So the first one, the diagnostic for semis, I was working at a bank. I called on a business customer who created a diagnostic system for large trucking companies because It blew me away that if you brought your rig in, which I don't have one, but if you brought your rig into a mechanic and you said, hey, I need X fixed on this, they would fix X, and then off you went. There was no diagnostic system. So this customer of mine created a system that he was selling to large mechanic companies. So we went to his office, and I sat down, and we were chatting about, what can I help you with, and having a conversation. And I looked on the wall, and there was a Ohio State basketball jersey on the wall, and I didn't recognize the name or the number. And I said, hey, who's that? He goes, oh, that was my favorite player growing up. He played in the 60s on, one of the championship teams, and, he was a point guard, and I just love him, and that's who I patterned my game after. All right, cool. So kind of took a mental note about that. So we got done with the meeting, and there wasn't really anything at the time I could help him with. So I came back to my office, and I thought, I'll send him a card. So I created a card, and on the front of the card, I found this semi that looked like it was moving. So I put that on the front, and then I found a black and white photo of the 60s Buckeye team that his guy was the point guard, and it was his guy taking a shot. So I put that on full span on the inside of the card, and I just said, hey, Bob, it was great meeting you. If we can ever do anything for me, don't hesitate to give me a call. And just signed it and put my phone number. About 4 days later, I got this long email from him and said that in part kind of had his resume of, look, I've worked at Fortune 500 companies. I've helped small countries with their governments. I have my current company. I grew another company, and I've never had that impact that the card had on me. And I thought, wow, I overshot that a little bit, but hey, that's okay. But I know to this day, and this was 7 years ago, I know to this day that card's still sitting on his desk. I haven't seen this gentleman in 5 or 6 years, but I just know it is because it had that impact on it. That's when you make the cards about them, that's when you're going to have the impact on people, and people are going to want to be involved in it. So another one, this gentleman here, his name is Ron Ransom. He was a neighbor in my neighborhood that I grew up in. So he went from, kind of the neighbor, and, I think he was my football coach at 1 year, and to now we've become pretty close friends. He lives in Arizona, and he had a picture of his kids, or his grandkids, with their dog in the middle on Facebook. So put that on the front. I put, a picture inside and just said, it's been really cool going from, neighborhood kids to now friends, and, you got great looking grandkids, and, I'm lucky to have you as a friend, and signed it and sent it. And I think Carol's going to play, he's got a little testimonial that he put on Facebook and actually texted me as well.
Yeah.
Have that queued up.
Ready when you are.
Go ahead.
Thank you, my friend. You put our Mark to shame, but how great it is to have your friendship. I always prided myself for picking 480 Denwood Drive South, but I know that I was led there by a higher power, but it just constantly pays dividends over and over and over again. And today I received a powerful message from you. Thank you so much. Hello to Kathy, my dear friend, and the rest of your family. Enjoy your Easter. I wish I was there to enjoy with you. Hope to talk with you, see you sometime soon. Love you. Peace.
So yeah, we do kick Hallmark's butt, because you know what? You can't find that card of that picture anywhere, and especially for the price. So when they're, trying to do what we do, which they never will, but that's what it's all about. I mean, that, to me, that's why I love this company. I could never see myself retiring from doing SendOutCards. I'll be on stage at 80 telling my story, hopefully without a walker, and I still have my hair, but that's what it's all about. And when you make the cards about them, because people ask all the time, what do I say? What do you say to get business? What do you listen to conversations you're having with people, and pick those things that they cherish and they love like to do. And that's what you make the cards about. And I go to it over and over and over again. But I love the Maya Angelou quote that it's not what you say, it's not what you do, it's how you make it feel. And it's so true. So that's my spiel. I don't know if you guys have any questions for me.
Well, I think you really nailed it on the head, Shawn.
You left us speechless.
I'm kind of speechless.
If I had a mic, I'd drop it right now, but I don't.
But I can always think of a question. So in the mortgage industry, are there any other like fun cards or any cards that kind of stick out with you that you might have sent? Maybe even a campaign card. Do you do birthday cards or anything? Or
No, the first. So my business partner that was with me when we did mortgages together, and we signed up for SendOutCards together. He is still doing mortgages to this day with the same company. And he told me a few months ago, he goes, 2016 was my best year ever. And it was absolutely, he does nothing else but send out cards. Wow. And it's all referral based. So he's probably 99% referrals by using SendOutCards.
Wow.
So the first Christmas card we did, his name's Bill Porter, and we had Barb was our assistant, and we said, let's do a Christmas card. So we got Christmas, Santa hats, and our building had a beautiful deck on the back of it and had trees behind it. So we went down there and took this black and white photo, and Barb and I are both looking at the camera, and Bill's kind of angled looking down at the ground. And we did the thought bubbles with, I think Barb saying, I hope for world peace. And I'm saying something like, I hope all the kids get their bikes they want. And we had Bill thinking, hey, look, a penny. To this day, he's still the penny guy to some of his customers. And it's just, it doesn't, I think if you're just constantly, one of the greatest things that Priority Mortgage did for me, they sent us all to this Dale Carnegie class. And the one thing that stuck in my head was, companies know that they only have to reach out to their customers 2 times a year for them to remember, mortgage company, a Remax, Keller Williams, a sales, whatever the business is. But if you want your customers to remember you personally, you have to touch them 5 to 7 times a year. So I kind of took that to heart with the mortgage business, and now even SendOutCards, that, it doesn't matter kind of what you say, you got to put your personality into it. We obviously, with the penny thing, we have a sense of humor, so we try to put humor into each card we did. But it was just, every couple of months they were getting a card from us, and it was the Groundhog Day, the 4th of July, a spring card, a Thanksgiving card, a birthday card to them personally. But so you're top of mind, and when they're someplace and then somebody's talking about buying a house or a mortgage, they remembered us because we were the card guys, and they were funny. So to answer your question, I don't have anything specific, but again, I would just go back to try to make it, as non-business as you can, but you have to be consistent with it and put your personality into it.
Awesome. That's great advice, John. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you being with us.
My pleasure.
It's been very enlightening. We thought we knew a lot about you, and now we know a whole lot more. So
right.
We really appreciate you taking
friends?
the time. Yes, we're still friends.
Though, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We'll get cards out.
So thank you for joining us. Carol Ward, my partner in crime here, and I'm Sharon Grimm. If you'd like more information from us, our contact information is below. And like we said, get back to the person that brought you here today. And thank you so much for watching along and joining us. Take care. Thanks, Shawn.
Thank you.